On a solar project, there are many diverse stakeholders that are invested in getting some access to the data that would want to glean different information and different insights from that data. And VERTEX is a platform that allows that data to be accessed by all those different stakeholders and viewed in a way that makes sense and adds value to them without duplicating where that data is stored, how different people can access that data. It simplifies and streamlines the project process and the portfolio management process. Developers are particularly interested in energy versus modeled in terms of the actual performance of their system versus the PV-SYST or SAM model that they developed and financed their project with, as well as a portfolio-wide view of their projects. So in both of those ways, VERTEX solves this problem by allowing data to be looked at in a both holistic as well as granular level, from the portfolio-wide down to a specific device's performance. And also when we're looking at what was expected in terms of the losses of a particular device, the overall performance of a project, the overall performance of a portfolio in financing, what is the delta between actual performance and then that initial modeled, and what are the main driving factors that are causing that delta? A couple of the main issues at stake for EPCs are the interconnection speed and how that can be really accelerated, the project costs just upfront, the capital costs of that project, and then any performance guarantees that may be in place and how the project is performing and whether or not the EPC needs to take a closer look to ensure they hit their performance guarantees. So VERTEX works with all three of those in terms of having cybersecurity that allows incredibly rapid grid connection. VERTEX does the SCADA systems in a way that no one else is doing today. VERTEX also looks at a total cost perspective in terms of the installed cost. With software as a service, we're able to scale VERTEX no matter the size of the EPC team, no matter the size of the number of stakeholders for that particular project. They can all have access at any time to the data. And then on performance guarantees in terms of EPCs and their impact there, a percentage of their contract and their financial performance on their project delivery depends on the performance of the project over a certain period of time after grid connection. And so VERTEX allows EPCs to view the performance data compared to the performance guarantee. So in addition to being able to see the data versus initial modeled for the developer's perspective, the EPC can look at it based on their performance guarantee and make informed decisions about whether or not they need to go perform maintenance earlier on the project, if there are some specific devices that are causing them problems or a specific string that really needs to be looked at again. They're able to take that targeted maintenance in a way that ensures that they achieve their performance guarantees. O&M providers are an interesting subject in solar right now because the projects that have been online and have had O&M contracts active, we haven't seen data on those projects for a significant period of time. What we're seeing happen more and more frequently right now is that O&M is being priced as a set fixed price for planned maintenance, and then any device that needs additional maintenance is billed on a time and materials basis. That presents an interesting challenge when you're trying to decide what is the impact to this device performing lower than we expected in terms of performance and financial impact and just power performance of that device versus what is the cost of rolling a truck and sending someone out to go fix that particular device. And right now that's not being looked at in a really holistic, data-backed kind of methodology. So what VERTEX provides is a way to say, this device is down or this device is performing at a level that we would like to see it be performing higher, and it costs this amount in order to go service that device, and we can decide exactly when that trade-off makes sense. So for O&M companies, it allows them to be more cost effective because they can both decide when to roll a truck, also with the SCADA capabilities that VERTEX provides. They can do as much remote maintenance as possible and remote controls that allow these devices to perform at their optimum level without on-site maintenance. For owners, the portfolio capabilities of VERTEX become incredibly important because what we've seen for portfolio owners, really large-scale investors and owners in solar, is that many different platforms exist for viewing the data, and these platforms aren't well optimized for the extraction and aggregation of that data. What VERTEX provides is a platform that's built on a RESTful API, so the extraction of data from VERTEX is seamless. We also are working with other data monitoring providers and SCADA providers to ensure that VERTEX can aggregate all of the data from those legacy platforms and take it into the one single data viewing area that is VERTEX. So we're able to take the kind of cacophony of data monitoring and control capabilities that is the solar industry today, simplify and streamline that into one place with one login so that you have a single point of reference to go for all of your project information. Some of the more fine points of product features within VERTEX is that we allow that data to be viewed by a single project or by any combination of projects within the portfolio. So if one wanted to look at their projects in California specifically and see how those are performing versus modeled compared to, say, their projects in New York, that would be very simple to do based on the portfolio filtering capabilities that we have available. What we're seeing in the solar industry is that grid operators and kind of the industry in general wants to have more granular control of their projects. So they want to be able to have control over specific inverters, they want to have data on how each device is performing, and they want to make informed decisions about how to optimize those devices to perform in response to what the grid is doing at that time. We envisioned that the change that VERTEX can make in the solar landscape is to have data that improves models going into the future, where we can say the trends are that these losses are actually happening in this way over a 20-year life cycle. We can also show how projects are either performing above or below their expected performance. So if projects were to switch hands, financiers can be more comfortable that the projects that they are acquiring are performing within a narrower range in order to improve the financing of those projects. And then the one way that is exciting just specifically for SunLink is the framework that we're building in terms of taking in all of this data and having these control capabilities really allows us to do some things with the Internet of Things that solar hasn't been able to take advantage before.